Well, I guess it was inevitable. When you indoctrinate these kids to believe one thing and not believe another, this is what you get. What I have a problem with are those who claim, no, it's all about Israel. We don't want to fund Israel. Okay, so then why are you singling out American Jews? They paid tuition. They're attending the school. Why are you singling them out? They're not Israelis. They have nothing to do with the Israeli government. Huh? See, that's when you lose all credibility with me. It's Monday, April 22nd, 2024. I'm Stuart Allister. From the Daily Mail, Columbia University cancels all in-person classes as protests dominate campus. And after school rabbi issued shocking warning to Jewish students. It's untenable. It's unsustainable what's happening right now, particularly in these Ivy League schools. These people are unhinged. And once again, if it's about Israel, the state, Israel, the country, why are you attacking American Jews? See, because it really isn't about Israel, is it? Yeah. It's about something else that the left just doesn't want to admit. And apparently, Democrats, in fear of losing support, is like seemingly abandoning Israel. This is like the oddest thing ever. All right, before we get into it, why don't you wreck that like button? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and press that notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm perplexed beyond belief. I really don't. Columbia University has canceled all in-person classes amid escalating anti-Israel protests that have sparked fear in Jewish students and warning from a rabbi. President Minish Shafiq, I'm thinking Shafiq, on Monday said she was saddened by the situation and that the school needed a reset. Really? You think you need a reset? Maybe you should start talking about the professors that are indoctrinating children instead of teaching them about the world. The Egyptian-born academic added that tensions have been exploited and amplified by individuals who are not affiliated with Columbia, warning they are pursuing their own agenda. It comes after the school's rabbi warned Jewish students not to return to campus amid a horrifying spike in extreme anti-Semitism. Last week, the NYPD removed an encampment at the college on Thursday and arrested more than 100 demonstrators, including the daughter of Ilhan Omar. Now, Ilhan Omar's daughter doesn't go to Columbia. The heck is she doing there? But she's doing exactly what her mom taught her to do. Shafiq added, I understand that many are experiencing deep moral distress and want Columbia to help alleviate this by taking action. Quote, we should be having serious conversations about how Columbia can contribute. Hold on a second. She's saying that I understand that many are experiencing deep moral distress and want Columbia to help alleviate this by taking action. Now, once again, this is me, and I can only surmise from what she's saying. What the protests were demanding is that Colombia stop taking money from companies that are supporting Israel. Now, hold on a second. I understand that there are many experiencing deep moral distress. You mean the protesters? You mean the ones who are harassing Jewish students? Those are the ones that are in deep moral distress? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see bands of Jewish students surrounding pro-Palestinian students. I don't see that. Did that happen on a campus? Did it? I mean, I would think that it must have happened on a campus somewhere. I don't see them chanting against the protesters. I see, and I've seen, by the way, video of these so-called protesters just blocking Jewish students from getting on campus. I mean, why are you doing that? See, this whole thing of, I personally believe the whole anti-Israel thing is a cover. It's really anti-Jewish. I don't believe it for a second that it's all because it's, why are you going after Jewish students? They're American. They're just as American as you are. So why are you going after them? Most of them have probably never even been to Israel, and somehow, some way, you seem perfectly satisfied with targeting them. Why? So she is concerned about the protesters. Democratic Mayor Eric Adams previously said the city was asking to, the city was asked in writing by university officials to remove the encampment. Students have a right to free speech, but do not have a right to violate university policies and disrupt learning on campus, Adams said on Sunday night. Quote, I'm horrified and disgusted with the anti-Semitism being spewed at and around the Columbia University campus. Hang on a second here. I'm curious here. It took an official asking in writing for you to intervene? Really? Hold on a second. Hate has no place in our city. Full stop. What about you kicking out veterans from their hotel rooms and giving it to illegals? It looks like, and I only go by what people do, not what they say. It looks like you have a hatred for Americans, and in particular for American veterans. And I have instructed the NYPD to investigate any violation of law they receive a report about and will arrest anyone found to be breaking the law. I do, however, want to be abundantly clear. Columbia University is a private institution on private property, which means the NYPD cannot have a presence on the campus unless specifically requested by a senior university officials. Really? Really, there's nothing you can do. So if there's a active, choo, 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 there's nothing you can do. It's private property. We can't go in there and stop. So if you've got like a mass, horrible person that does horrible things to women just running around the campus, there's nothing you can do. You just have to sit there and wait for a written invitation. See, again, this doesn't appear to be about Israel, the state government, because all of their angst, hatred, and excuses in this case seems to be geared towards Jews that are American, or should I say Americans that just happen to be Jew. They have to specifically request that there be a presence. So horrible things can be happening on the campus. People running around, people harassing people, and there's nothing you can do. You have to just sit and wait for people to ask you to come in. Is that the same as, because, there are houses that are private property. Houses all over, New York. Do you need a request, a written request from the owner before you can go in when there's shots fired? For the safety of all New Yorkers, I urge Columbia's senior administration officials to improve and maintain an open line of communication with the NYPD to ensure the safety of all students and staff on campus. The NYPD has an increased presence of officers situated around the campus to protect students, to protect students, to protect students. No. You're not there to protect students. You were asked to come because you need to protect the Jewish students. The pro-Palestinian people, the so-called protesters, are not endangered from Jews on campus. Everything that is written about this conflict is skewed one way. The NYPD has an increased presence of officers situated around the campus to protect students and all New Yorkers on public streets, and they stand ready to respond if a request is made by the university, like was done this past Thursday. In other words, Mayor Eric Adams, is covering my arse. And I don't want to enrage the voters. No. Sorry. That's what that is. Okay. That's his get out of jail free card. There was nothing I could do. It's private property. Isn't it private property, those hotels you were kicking veterans out? You didn't have any problem going in there unannounced, unasked, and just going there and just getting rid of them. The students have been protesting on campus since early Wednesday, opposing Israeli military action in Gaza and demanding the school divest from companies they claim profit from Israeli apartheid. Everything is over the top. It's just, Columbia's president, Nemet Shafiq, I'd have no idea, I could be mispronouncing that, issued a statement saying the school had warned protesters on Wednesday that they would be suspended if the encampment was not removed. School officials made the decision Thursday to call in police and clear out the demonstrators. Now, they had tents. Remember Chaz, during the Summer of Love, it was the chop. Remember that? Where was that? In Minnesota, I think, where they were just, commandeering parts of the city. They took this whole block or whatever, and the mayor called it's going to be a city of love, or the Summer of Love, and it was like anything but. Well, that's what they're doing here. And let me tell you something. When they start doing that, their encampments, they were all pitching tents on Columbian campus property. When they start doing that, if you don't immediately step in, tear it down, and ship them away, it will get ensconced and they will not be moved. And before you know it, that's their place now. The individuals who established the encampment violated a long list of rules and policies. Shafiq also said the university tried through several channels to engage with the concerns and offered to continue discussions if they agreed to disperse. The school said it was still identifying students involved in the protest Thursday and added more suspensions would be forthcoming. Police moved in an early Thursday afternoon using zip ties to arrest protesters and escort them to waiting buses before removing the tents. So there's like tents everywhere. Who paid for all those tents? Did each of the students go out and buy a tent? Who was purchasing the tents? Because, by the way, none of them looked like somehow they were warned or that they've been used for years. Like, maybe the students brought them from home. Those were like brand new tents. Who purchased them? Commissioner Edward Caban said the arrests were peaceful and the protesters were cooperative. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Pro-Palestinian protesters reorganized on campus a short time later, chanting, "Shame, shame, shame, shame." We're supposed to be shamed because we're enforcing our own laws. Get this. Quote, "We demand full amnesty for all students disciplined for their involvement in the encampment or the movement for Palestinian liberation," the protest coalition said in a statement. On Sunday, Rabbi Eli Buchla, on the Columbian Bernard Hillel, issued a warning to students on Sunday morning in a statement provided to the Daily Mail. Quote, "What we are witnessing in and around campus is terrible and tragic." It's interesting. It took one guy. Only one guy. He wrote, a day before Passover, one of the main Jewish holidays. The events of the last few days, especially last night, have made it clear that Columbia University's public safety and the New York Police Department cannot guarantee Jewish students safety in the face of extreme anti-Semitism and anarchy. Following her arrest, Representative Omar's daughter, Isra Hersey, 21, claimed she has nowhere to live or eat after being suspended from the school. Now, it's my understanding she doesn't go to Columbia, so she came from a different college. And now she's saying because she got suspended, well, I don't have anywhere to go now. It's like, well, did you know that was where you were provided shelter? Hey, did you not understand that that's where all of your meals were cooked? Did you not understand the rules before they lowered the hammer? You had no idea what was happening? Now, you got to understand something. Ilhan Omar's daughter, this is exactly what she wants her to do because this is what she was taught to do. Understand Columbia University's public safety. They are not guaranteeing the safety of the Jewish students. What do you think that's about? Why not? Why won't you just, provide them with protection? Is it ideology? Or is it that Columbia has embedded anti-Semitism? Again, from the Daily Mail, Representative Ilhan Omar's daughter, Isra Hersey, 21, says she is now homeless and starving after being suspended from college over anti-Israel protests at Columbia University, which saw her zip-tied for 7 hours. That's part of the deal. She wanted that. That's why she went there, hoping against hope that she would be arrested. So now she can go back home to mom and say, look what happened to me, standing up for, and you should understand this. The protesters were yelling support. Vocal, in your face support for the Teletubbies, saying that we are Hamas. It's like, now hold on a minute. The FBI has them on their Teletubby list. What's going on here? You see, once again, I'm telling you, this is not about the Israeli government. You want to criticize Benjamin Netanyahu? Go ahead. Criticize him. This is not about that. It isn't. Why are they targeting other American students that just happen to be Jews? Let me tell you something. What's happening right now in these campuses is demonic. You need to just listen. It's demonic. Am I saying that they're all possessed by the devil? No, but they are all being influenced by dark forces. It's clear. There was one Jewish student, and it looked like he was Hasidic, and he was just walking on the campus, and a bunch of so-called protesters formed a line, not letting him on campus. Now, all things being equal, he paid his tuition as well, and he can walk on the campus if he wants. And they just allowed that. Where were all of the, higher ups at the Columbia University? Where were all of the, safety people? Where were they? It's really, it's an infuriating video. Why are you targeting him? What did he do? Well, this was all inevitable, as far as I'm concerned, because you've been indoctrinating these kids for years, decades. And now it's just ensconced. It's part of your culture now. No, no, no. This is not a one-off. Okay. Look, you know, when you have a company that goes somewhere in the Middle East or even here in the States, and they start drilling and they're looking for, you know, black gold, you know, they're looking for oil. You do know that the reason they're drilling in that particular place is because that's where the oil is. The oil was always there. It's just that no one accessed it. And no, now they've figured a way to access that, you know, hidden black gold. I think the same can be said here. You have agitators like Ilhan Omar's daughter that can start drilling in. And then you have that anti-Semitism just bubbling up like oil. Well, the Semitism, the anti-Semitism, those sentiments have always been there. It's just that they just needed to access it. And October 7th gave you the access. This is bad. It's not good. Not good for anyone, by the way. And don't think for a second that Eric Adams is doing the right thing. He isn't. Don't think for a second that the president of Colombia is doing it. She's not. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.